I love. I mean, I spent like 2 months in Paris.
Did you like it?
In the island. Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. My brother was living down there for a year.
Oh,
So
amazing.
he did like a tour company, right? So he let me borrow a bike, and I just biked Paris for like 2 months.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, man. I didn't go in the subway once because you don't see nothing in the subways, right? Like,
I've been to Paris 2 times, but yeah. It's definitely if you can bike, do it.
I fell in love with like French culture for a bit. You know, I was wearing a scarf.
You were
and a
Francophile?
scarf, I was like kind of Francophiled out, you know. And I just gotta say, man, it's one of the beautifulest countries in Europe, you know. So
Yeah, it's beautiful.
but you guys ready to start up? Oh, go ahead, Alonso.
No, I was just to say, and like the people are amazing. I don't know why they get such a bad rap, but I mean, like, when I went,
they kind of
serious. When I went, like the people went out of their way. I mean, I was like,
so
oh
funny?
my God, these people are great, you know?
It says the American, right? Come on now.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I left for a reason.
I know they are, man.
She's got that insight, you know. She's coming from the motherland, so
People are just so
yeah, kind of like, you know, like
pessimistic and rude and.
The people who I used to hang out with were the people, because I'm a taco truck person, right? So I grew up eating taco trucks. So I went and ate at all the crepe trucks, you know, and in the crepe, you know, like the immigrants from like, you know, Syria and Pakistan, the ones running it. And I sat there, I was friends with all of them. You know, I thought like the immigrants were like a lot more friendlier than the French, you know? And that's
definitely.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Sweeney, you moved up to Canada. And Canada's like the nicest.
Oh yeah.
People
are super nice. Yeah. That's what I hear.
Yeah, it is though. Like it's just like, and like it rubs off on you. Like I tend to like be like, because you know, like I was saying, like in France it's just like everyone is just so gloomy and just like, ooh, like life is hard and like I'm so sad all the time. And here it's just everyone is happy and just helping each other, and I don't know, it's just super nice. Even though in Montreal itself, like we don't like the French don't have like the best reputation, but
I was just gonna say I heard that about like the Montreal compared to the rest of Canada. There's like a little divide, not a
yeah it is, and especially because like for example my partner is from Calgary, so he's Canadian and he's Anglophone, and also being an Anglophone in Montreal is not the best. So there's like there's just a lot of things happening all the time. Yeah.
But I have a lot of good friends when I was traveling. So I traveled to Peru too, and I was there for about a month. And I met these guys from French Canada. I think they were near Montreal. But man, these guys, they're my homies till now. Like they taught me one thing. They're like, one thing you need to learn in French, tabakna. Right?
Oh my God.
Right?
I still don't. I know it's a swear. I still don't know if I can use it and what it actually means.
Oh.
They told me like it's like
I'm just so scared.
Anytime like we go out and they have like some type of like crazy thing to drink, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to drink that, bro. They're like, tabakna, bro, tabakna. Like, all right, you know, like
my dad loves to like say it over and over and over again when he visits.
That's awesome.
And be very loud.
Yeah, they're my homies, man. We were our little crew over there was called Top Gun. And I love
You're
those
just
guys,
so
man.
friendly. It's that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean he literally could be friends with anyone. I mean, that's just how he is.
Yeah, he has that.
I'm the grump of the bunch, and even like when we first met, I was just like, I don't know about him.
I don't know about.
But him and I are like brothers now.
Yeah, we looked and Ian and I looked at each other and we're like, we don't know about him.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't get in front of this line, all right? Or asses will be kicked. We were just like ready. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
So I'm a guy that's really interested in like this French culture. I love it. You know, like how was it growing up in France? Because you grew up in southwestern France, right?
Yeah. In a super small town, there were like 3,000 people there. So everybody knows each other. If you do something, everybody knows it. Everybody's old. It's just. It was very limited, and especially like me wanting to do art, it was just like not really accessible or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved out of my parents at like 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like go to school a bit like here and there. So I wanted to live in a big city. That's for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
So how old were you when you moved to Canada?
I guess I was math 22, 23.
22?
Yeah.
But do you kind of miss that though, right? Like knowing that community. Like in Hawaii, we call it like a hanai, right? Like it's everybody's your uncle and aunt, and like no matter what you do, like you think you're getting away with it, but when you get home, your mama's like, "Oh, I heard from your auntie. I heard from your auntie. You get your ass whipped."
That sounds
right?
miserable.
It's
Yeah, you gotta really watch out what you do.
It wasn't really like that. It was more like everybody knows each other, but not in like this like very kind and like loving way. It wasn't really a community. It was more like, oh, I've heard about this one over there. And
you know what really bothered
Like
when I was when I was traveling in France, right? Me and my brother would like on the weekends we take the train out, go to Versailles or something like that, right? And we remember these two kids were having a lot of fun on the train. They're like laughing and doing their thing, and then their mom was like, "No." I was like, dude, just let the kids play.
No patience.
Right?
No
like, just let the
patience.
kids play, man. We were just watching them having fun, speaking French, and, you know, and they're like, oh, man, this is cool. And then the mom was just like, no, you know, like, but I don't, is that how it is, like, getting raised in France? I don't know, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like, I don't want, like, to do, like, a generalization or anything.
Yeah, me
but,
either,
like,
yeah.
The way I grew up was kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know. I would say, like, first of all, in France, like, with your family, you don't say I love you to each other. You don't have this like very like you're not very close or anything. So it was always like kind of like coldish and like no patience at all. Like even now when I do call my family, I do feel like we have this great connection now because I'm far. But it's like always like drama and just like complaining about other people in the family, and it's just like. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, you don't need all of that.
Yeah.
You need all of that.
Well, I mean, as like a lot of us come from the Latin culture, and that's we get a lot of love, but we get a lot of drama too. So I know the drama.
Yeah, but like the love is the good part. When I first met my partner and like I met his family and everyone is hugging each other and saying I love you, and I was like, this is so weird. I don't know this. I like it, but this is so weird.
What are you guys trying to get? You know, like
What do you want from me?
What do you really want from me? Yeah.
You guys actually love each other?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, it's like that's what I get when my mom's really nice. Like, hi, Ione, how are you doing? Like, oh dang, okay, mom, you got $1,000. You know, like you already know it's coming. You know, so and then you moved to I want to ask you one thing. Like, what is your favorite place to eat out in France?
In France, definitely just at home.
At home food.
My mom has like this I have like a few dish that I do miss from like my parents.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one dessert called clafoutis.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
which
good.
is basically like if you do like a crepe like thing, and it's just like you pour it into like a big pan and with like cherries and everything, and it makes this like cake. And it's so good.
Are the cherries tart?
You had me at cherries. You had me at cherries. Oh,
That sounds so good.
But
That's
what I
the one
mean,
thing-
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. What I miss the most is the cheese, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cheese and bread.
We would go out to Versailles just to get cheese on the weekends. You know, like
Oh my god.
at the little market they had out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we take the train, pay whatever is 15 euros just to go get cheese. You know.
It's super cheap though, because like here having like getting good cheese in Montreal it's usually imported from France and it's super expensive. And I don't know. I know that every time that I go back to France, the first thing that I do when I land is that I get a ham and butter sandwich. That's it.
Dude, is that goat cheese
best.
is like, yeah, man.
Oh, goat cheese
I know.
is good.
And then I know you missed this, right? Walking by the bakery in the mornings and that smell of the croissants.
Yeah.
That's what I miss. Because my brother lived in the second arrondissement, right? And we would walk, and the smell in the morning of like croissants baking, and that line is what I really loved about France. Like, woo,
Make me hungry.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say, us big boys over here,
Oh.
need some sustenance. Oh my god! I was like,
I'm telling you, man, I would get my
when
get
did
my
I have
coffee.
breakfast? Yeah.
I would get like 2 croissants, bro, in the morning. I was good, man. I was like,
I
I was
envy you.
good.
I'm just
I
glad
love
you didn't say
croissants.
stinky cheese. I thought you were gonna
Stinky
say
cheese
like
is the best, though, right, Boo?
Stinky cheese is usually the best.
Oh, you don't even
best.
know it. You don't.
I
TR,
can't do blue cheese. I cannot do it.
Stop doing craft
No.
singles. Stop.
You put it
No,
on some
no, no,
bread
no,
with
no,
like
no,
some
That's your
honey
idea
on
of
it.
cheese.
I like
honey.
brie, brie,
Explosion.
Gouda, Codswold. Give me those ones. Swiss even.
I'm not French. I'm nothing French. But what I loved is like for lunch we'd buy those big old breads, whatever.
Oh, the
they
baguettes.
Are, the baguettes,
Oh.
and then we'd have cheese and we'd have salami. And that's it, bro. That's it.
No,
You see
that's
that?
great.
That's the thing that I love
See at the
about.
CN? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to make it fancy for it to be so good.
Because it's something about the food in France, right? It's just like it's very organic and it's very natural and it just tastes good, man. Like it's just like, it's like good barbecue.
Salivating.
Dang, you kind of laugh. You kind of laugh to yourself.
Yeah, it was so funny because like when like the first time I was like, I really like built it up from my partner. I was like, okay, you're gonna have like this ham and butter sandwich. It's like it's the best thing ever. And he was like, okay, cool. And then when we got the sandwich, he was like, it's just ham and butter. There's no pickles. There's no tomatoes. There's no salad. I was like, no. He was like, it's not a sandwich. And I was like, yes, it is.
But you got to give him some of that. You got to take him to France and give him some of that French tomatoes. Like that French tomatoes they're good too.
He loved everything. He was like freaking out about absolutely everything in French. So that was nice.
But you don't gain weight either because I don't know what it is.
Because you're walking.
You don't get fat. I don't get it. I didn't get fat.
Right, and
I'll
then
get
it's
fat
organic.
any
It's
which
organic
way.
food. There's no preservatives.
There's
or
no
anything like that.
preservatives.
It's real. It's real. And if if it's fast paced in the city, like wherever you're at, like in the country, you probably just, hoofing it. It just.
Sweeney's going like, no.
But that's
she's
in a way.
No, it's funny that you're saying that, but because I'm just realizing
right,
how I've changed so much. Like, yeah, I used to like eat like that in France, and like since I'm in Montreal, it's like vegan food, and like it's just it's funny how things change.
And then you then at 22 you moved to Montreal. How was that? How was that whole change? Because you went from like real nice kind of, and France has nice weather, right? Like compared to most European countries, yeah.
I mean, but like I never actually knew winter per se. Like I remember like one crazy winter when I was like a child, but and I've always been like, I hate summer. I hate the heat. So it's just like it's just where I want to go, and it was a crazy change. It was like I've never set foot in that country before, and I was actually moving there to live there. I don't know. It was probably the best decision that I've ever made. I took my cat, a suitcase, and there we go. And it's been crazy amazing.
What's your cat's name?
You're brave.
Which one? Because now I have two.
You have two? What are both of their names?
One is Loki.
Nice.
I've actually got a cat named Loki.
Nice.
Yeah. Everyone like who got a cat named Loki probably had it around like 2011, 2012.
No, mine I actually got like about 4 years ago.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Black cat? No, not even.
No, I actually already had a black cat named AC, Aristocat, and he was a part of a pair of. We had another cat named DC, so I had AC/DC.
Oh, nice.
So cool. Headbanging.
But DC's passed away since then, and we got Loki and we got Harley Quinn.
Oh.
So, but Harley Quinn is a boy, Loki is a girl, and she's a pain in the butt.
You're California.
I hated girl cats before then, because they were all the ones I had when I was a kid were all mean, and she's just become my cat.
It's
She makes
always like
appearances
that.
on here.
When you don't want a cat, it's always like you ended up loving them so much.
Yeah.
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 So you have Loki and who else?
And Winifred.
Winifred.
nice.
That's cute.
Nice.
And who came with you?
Loki. She's this 8-year-old like black Angora kitty. She's beautiful and she's
nice.
mean.
And she,
She only loves me. And we got a second cat back in January. She's a little Sphinx.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
How is she?
She is okay. So she's almost 2. She is a terror.
Bad.
She
Terrible
acts-
twos.
Talkative?
Acts like a dog. These cats are not cats. They're dogs. She like waves her tail. She runs everywhere. She wants to play. She yells all the time. But they cuddle so much because they're just like so hot. I mean, like they're cold, but their body is just burning.
Oh, so they don't have fur, right?
Exactly. So they have like a faster metabolism. And during the summer, like it gets pretty hot in Montreal, and she's just on you, and it's so hot.
I feel your pain there.
Care.
I just got home yesterday. It was 100 here yesterday, and I got home. I sit on the couch, just trying to relax, cool off, and Loki's like right here, wanting to sit, and I'm just like, no, I love you, but get away. I threw off like 5 times and finally gave up because she just kept coming back.
She's like, "You're gonna love me, damn it."
I just want to let you know that JR is the leader of our cuddle crew. So everybody loves to cuddle with JR, especially Steve.
Yeah. You know, I mean, when it's cold in SD, those 4 a.m. mornings, and you're gonna go get coffee. I mean, sometimes you gotta nuzzle up, you know. Girl, JR, put your arm around me. And he's like, "No, come on."
No, in all honesty, the cuddle crew is our security group for when we go to Comic-Con. We just get all the big guys to stand in front. No one can get past us. There's just a line of like 4 or 5 big guys. You're not going to get past us.
So if you ever need a security crew at Comic-Con, you know what to call.
That's very good to know. Thank you.
Have you been to San Diego Comic-Con?
No, never. I wanted to this year.
Oh,
well.
That would have been so awesome if you went.
Dude, cool. You got us now. You got us. You know we're like
COVID.
I know, but next year you got us. Like,
hopefully, I would love to. Yeah.
You like Mexican food?
Yeah. I want to come for the con, but I want to visit.
Dude,
there we go.
Dude, there you go. Like
there's some good spots.
San Diego's a cool city.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
JR will come early and Steve will come early, and we'll take you around. We'll take you to some awesome fish taco trucks, the best. We'll take you to the best Mexican food around, right? Like Cuatro Milpas. If you don't know about Cuatro Milpas and you in San Diego, you're not eating right.
All right, I'm into it.
Oh, you're coming. It's good, man. You're not gonna,
But are you vegan now?
Sorry.
Are you vegan now?
No, okay. When I was saying vegan, no. I'm in this new like gluten-free and like lactose-free thing, but I can't be vegan. I love eggs too much.
I know. Right?
Good. Yeah.
And
good old-fashioned omelet or frittata.
Oh, Mexican cheese, man. Mexican cheese. Good.
Oh man, I just had that this morning.
I love French and Mexican cheese, man. It's
queso fresco, right? Or like it's like that stuff's good too, man. Had it this morning.
Can I ask you what inspired you to start doing comic art or art in general?
I've always been drawing as far as I remember. Like even when I was like a young teen or stuff like that, art was like my way of expression. And in school I was just like terrible at everything except art. And at some point I was just like, maybe there is something there. Went to school for like graphic design. So, I was lucky enough that it was still high school, but we were learning like in college the same amount of like history of art and everything. So it was super cool. And by then, what I wanted to do was bande dessinée. So I wanted to work for French comic books. And my boyfriend at the time just gave me an Iron Man comic, and then he gave me a Spider-Man comic, and I was like, "Whoa, holy shit, this is fucking amazing!" And then I fell into a rabbit hole.
Oh, the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Discovering Boom Studios and like all of like Cartoon Network stuff that they were also doing, and My Little Pony and everything. And
so speaking of like Boom Studios and like the major studios like IDW and Marvel and Archie, I mean, what are your feelings? I mean, how did you kind of break in, and how's it like working with them? Because I mean, you kind of consider them big studios.
Yeah, honestly, working with all of them has been such a pleasure. I was lucky enough that in 2018. So I've been doing cons for a long time without necessarily having books out or anything, but I've never worked with a publisher really before last year. And in 2018, I went to the Toronto Comic Art Festival in Toronto, TCAF, which is one of my favorite, honestly. I usually go there to table, but not that one year. And I had my portfolio, and I wanted to do portfolio reviews, and I was just like, why not? So I met the people at IDW and Boom Studio right after.
Nice.
And 2 months after that, I had a greenlit for Eat and Love Yourself at Boom Studios. And that same following year, I did a cover of My Little Pony for IDW, and 6 months later, they were like, hey, we have this Captain Marvel thing. Do you want to try and do a test for it? And I did, and I got it.
Yeah, I mean, the Captain Marvel looks amazing. I was showing the guys earlier that, oh my God, let's see, I should have had this thing bookmarked, but the suit that you designed.
I didn't design the suit.
Oh, you didn't? I mean, this
no.
Spectacular.
Yeah,
It's such a great one. I love it.
And then also too, like in talking with JR, we kind of noticed that a lot of your characters are all different.
I tried to.
Yeah.
One of the things that we liked a lot.
But as a big guy, I appreciate that because you don't see the big guys, and you don't see, like, you go look at a Spider-Man book, everyone looks the same proportions.
Yep.
And I was looking through your artwork because I'm not familiar with your artwork prior to today, but I was looking through it, and I saw that, like, yeah, you made Kitty Pryde smaller, but then you've got Captain Marvel that's a thicker girl, not fat, but a thicker girl. And then you've got other, like, Velma is different, and each one of them you could tell is their proportions are different, which is awesome, and their hairstyles are. So they're very unique to each other. It's not because you see some people, and I won't name the person that we always kid about, but you look at his art, and every one of them looks like his wife, and every one of them is exactly the same, and it's just like that gets stagnant, and it doesn't represent anything.
Sure. Honestly, that's still something that I'm working on, because I do still get comments of like, "Hey, your characters always look like the same" and stuff like that. And I feel like it's just important to have a wide representation of characters.
Yeah, we love it. And then also too, would you mind talking a little bit of the your book that you have right now that's available at Boom Studios, Eat and Love Yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So this one is definitely super personal compared to Captain Marvel, but so. It started. I started working on it back in 2015. We were two. I had a writer, and it comes from my own struggle with eating disorder when I was in my late teens, and relationship with my family about it, and just again, I kind of like showed this like representation of like French family of like, you know, giving compliments, but kind of like a backhand compliment. So this like kind of thing that really influenced me and the way I was sick and everything. So yeah, the book was first a Kickstarter that we did back in 2017. It was successfully funded and everything. And a year later, then we met Boom Studios, and then the book was picked up, and now it's out. And yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to draw? Because it might not be comic book characters. What is your favorite thing?
Witches?
Witches?
You like drawing
I
witches?
draw a lot of witches.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Like,
So-
do you have a favorite witch? Like a favorite
Yeah.
character? Yeah.
Honestly, like I was saying, Sabrina has always been
Sabrina.
a favorite of mine. That's for sure.
So
That's
what
awesome.
about witches then? Do you like that you find fascinating that you have to draw them?
I guess it's the like they're normal but they're different. Kind of. There's no normal, but you know, this like very I always thought that women were fascinating because there's like this like thing about powers and just like femininity and just like this like just like having like a great self-esteem and everything. And I just find witches to have like for me, even though like the word witch is definitely like non-binary, but I found this word witch to be so powerful as like someone who has it all together and is also like cool and yeah. So I guess bottom line, I really like to draw people that are cool.
Oh, definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you could pick like anybody, who would be the writer that you would like to work with?
Oh my God, there's like many of them, but if I just like that out of my mind, Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Oh, she's awesome.
Ooh, she
I actually
Yeah.
met her, and I'll give this to someone to show later, but I met her at Image Expo a couple years ago and took a picture with her. And her thing was, you can take a picture with me, but you have to do a duck face.
Yeah.
So there's actually a picture of me with her. We're both doing duck faces.
Why don't you do it for the
So
YouTube,
cool.
to the two YouTube watchers?
I
guys?
will edit it into here later. It'll be
Okay,
put in
perfect.
here.
I need to see it at the very
Oh
end.
my
JR.
God,
worry.
yes.
So Sweeney, I want to kind of like put in reverse real quick and talk about your book. And I actually work with a lot of teens, and I work with a lot of teen ladies. I'm always like to call them ladies because they're always a lot more older than me and have a lot more wisdom. But I think your book, I'm gonna buy a couple of those, buy a couple of your books and give them to them because they're dealing with a lot of the issues that your book speaks to. And I just want to thank you for doing that, and I think it actually, you're putting all this positivity in the world, right? And all this positivity is going to be received, and you're going to change lives. I think a lot of my young ladies need that.
Definitely empowering.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely try to. I just remember that when I was sick, when I was struggling, I was like looking for comfort of like, just someone who had went through something similar, because even if it's like hard, it's comforting to like read something about that. And like doing like me being a fan of comic books, I was just like I want to read something like that. So I just hope that this book does the same thing for someone.
Yeah, it's a shared experience, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody wants to know, like, hey man, I'm not the only one going through this. Like someone that is actually making it went through it and they're making it. Like I can do it too. It's
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's that for everybody. Like like a lot of us, like we all have our superhero, our favorite superheroes, and we always kind of like look to the one that kind of looks like us.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's Miles, because I just love the message in there. Like anybody can wear the mask, right? Like you don't have to be Peter Parker. You could be Miles Morales. You could be Penny Parker. You can be, Spider-Man Noir. Like you can be anybody. And I think
definitely.
I think you reach out to young ladies that way with your book, and I just want to say I appreciate it. So.
Well, I appreciate it too. So thank you.
Totally.
Well, and the cool thing about something like that is, because at least I know I have my own inner demons, and I know some people that have recovered from bulimia. It's still a struggle. It's not something that, okay, I've overcome it, I'll never have to deal with it again. To have that book, to be able to come back to it when you have that feeling, and you can read that and kind of revigorate yourself. That's something nice to have, to be able to go, okay, let me put that in check again.
Yeah. And I know that there's like I've read some like reviews of like people that had a tough time with the end of my book, because when you read a book, I don't want to go too far. I'd like to like spoil it or anything, but I know that when you do read something, you want a happy ending, but with eating disorder, it's not like that. It's not magical. It doesn't go away. It's a long process.
Yep.
So I just wanted to like give a sense of hope instead of a conclusion of like everything will be perfect and you'll see.
And I think that's what people that don't have, that don't have that thing, right? That demon, right? Like they always think like, it'll go away, right? But it doesn't, because that's why we're always recovering, right? We're always kind of recovering, recovering alcoholics, or recovering from some type of thing. It's who you are, and it's what you accept, right? Like you accept that, and it's part of you, and you accept that it's part of you, and you kind of move on with your life instead of having this big backpack. It's a purse, right? Like it's small, but you're always carrying that with you, right? So yeah, and I mean, we appreciate it from the Team Nerd Herd, putting that positivity out in the world.
The world needs it. I mean, more
definitely.
especially now.
Yeah.
It's different times. It's like we're living a real-time movie, and any type of hope and positivity is what any person needs, especially now, for sure.
Guys, it's a simulation.
That's what I'm saying.
We're in the Matrix.
Take the red
Can we
pill.
stop?
If I'm in the Matrix, I need to learn karate or kung fu or something.
I don't want to be egotistical, but I always think, like, did I do something wrong to make this whole simulation bad for everybody else? Like, it's pretty bad, man.
We collectively did something wrong.
I think something's wrong going on. What do you think? I mean, with all this COVID thing going on, like, how is it out there in Montreal right now?
I feel like it's been pretty bad. Right now, I feel like there's like a plateau, definitely.
Oh, good.
But we're like pretty much maybe 100 cases a day. But not Montreal itself, Quebec. So it's still pretty big.
The whole area. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the way I feel about all of that is happening right now is that it's fucking hard. But man, we did deserve it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So do you have a cool mask that you wear when you go out?
Yeah, gotta. It's cool because
that's a costume right there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an introvert, and I don't have to smile. I don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
For some reason, I think no one can hear me when I'm wearing the mask, and I'm just talking shit the whole time.
No, we just ignore you anyway.
I'm like, look at that guy without a mask.
I feel like I'm yelling all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people, I went to, I mean, this is off subject, and like I said, being hungry and everything, I went to Jersey Mike's, and I was giving the guy an order, and he's like, "What'd you say?" Just like it's a windshield and everything. He couldn't hear me. I had to like tilt my head out. I said, it's just so horrible, man.
Yeah.
So back to better times. So you went to New York Comic Con a couple years ago, and I've gone before. What did you think of New York Comic Con? Is that like the first big con you went to prior than the Toronto one, or?
Yeah. Because like since then, I've done like Emerald City and Seattle and stuff, but New York was definitely my first big one. The first time I went was as a visitor, and that was insane. Yeah. And I loved it, and I just loved that the artist alley was like separate.
Yes.
And everyone is just together, which reminded me of TCAF, because TCAF is just artists. And it's a giant library, and everyone is together. So that reminded me of that. And I don't mind crowds. And I had this like ball in my stomach of like excitement, because you're surrounded by people who loves comics. And and like as a little French person, I had been in Canada for a year. It was my first time in the US, I believe so. And you're like walking around and you see like J. Scott Campbell and then Mateus Calera, and you're like, holy shit, where am I? It was so crazy. And
because I've gone twice and I love it.
It's such a good show.
I've been trying to convince Ian to go. I think I've convinced Ian to go.
I'm going.
The thing, because San Diego, it's more of a pop culture con. I mean, there's Artist Alley, but like you said, with New York, it's a whole, like, the first time I went, it was a separate building. Now I went 2 years ago, and they put it in the basement because they're rebuilding they're rebuilding the side building. But I mean, literally, the first time I went, it was like, here's a map that says you are here, and here's like 6 rows of tables and stuff, and you just go down and you just see all these artists and writers, and you're just like, how did you get all these people into one room? I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Greg Horn in there. You see Hildebrandt. You see, I mean, like you were saying, J. Scott Campbell.
Everyone.
Madera, Joe Mad was there the first year I went. And it's phenomenal. It's great for a comic book. To me, that's a comic book con.
It is. I've had like I got the chance to table 2 times now, and last year was so crazy. It's just like I'm at my table, and someone comes to me and like shakes my hand, and it's like we'll chat for a bit. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm Trad Moore," and I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay."
Just
That only happens at like New York Comic Con because everyone is there, and it's just crazy.
Wow. So is there any particular artist? I know you kind of mentioned Peach, and then also, you know, you mentioned J. Scott Campbell, but is there any other artists that you draw from or that you admire?
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. There's Mirka Andolfo.
Oh my God, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Love
She's
her.
so talented. So talented. And she's so kind too.
Yeah, I love her Mercy books. And like I met her in San Diego and she was so nice. Like I totally agree.
Yeah. And she draws so quickly and just, she's incredible.
I got lucky and got a piece done by her. Got a Slave Leia on a Star Wars cover.
Nice.
A couple years before she blew up. So, yeah, she seems really cool. I didn't get to meet her. I did through an agency, but it was a very cool cover.
Yeah, she's so talented.
So it sounds like you go fangirl like we go fanboy at cons.
Yeah, but like it's very internal.
It's like,
Yeah. It's like it did happen one time, kinda, because I met Paul Rudd at the Comic-Con last year.
Oh, nice.
And that was insane. Yeah. Well, it was a photo op. I paid for it, but still.
yeah. Experience
Still cool.
alone, for sure.
Okay. Like I was with, I don't know if you know Leanna Kangas. She's also like a crazy cool talented comic artist, and we went to meet him, and we gave him like our comic books, and we took the picture. That's
Awesome.
But how was he? Was he pretty nice?
Yeah, he was so kind. We gave him the comics to do, and he was like, "It's for me." I was like, "Dude, like, yeah, of course."
Yeah.
Oh,
The guy never ages.
No,
The guy
I know.
never ages. Vampire person.
But that's one of the things that we like here, like also as a community, is like if like the writers and artists are appreciative, are nice, you know, to us, you know, when we were asking, because a lot of times, like, you know, we're intimidated, you know, and to have that artist or that writer that you admire to just be like, you know, hey, relax, or, you know, how are you doing? Like, it's a pleasure to meet you. I mean, it just kind of eases all of that, and it makes them feel like they're a real normal person, and you can have that kind of relationship and kind of talk to them. I, for one, love that. I love that feeling of, you know, kind of meeting those guys and having that that kindness reciprocated. Because I mean, it's tough sometimes to be like, you know, oh, I know that you're, you know, super busy, but can you please sign this for me? You know, or can we take a picture? You know, and stuff like that.
I totally agree, and I think that's a thing that I've definitely noticed with the North American comic book culture, because in France, like, again, like I wanted to do bande dessinée, so I would go to shows and then go meet people, and you're a fan, but you're also someone who wants to be an artist, and it's always so cold, and just there's this like wall, and it was not nice. And I just find in North America, everyone's just like, oh yeah, like it's great, and then you can do this and then meet this person, and then it's just so warm and nice.
Can I ask you a question, Sweeney? So I know like Comic Cons are very important to like artists and writers' income. Like how is that affecting? Do you think that's affecting the community of artists and writers right now, like by not having Comic Cons? Yeah, definitely.
I know that there's people who count on it really, really hard. So it's definitely difficult for a lot of artists and writers right now, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we try to support. I mean, we see them all going to CGC and doing signings and everything else, and I know that, you know, a lot of us submitted. And I mean, we also have, like, tomorrow we have Clayton Crane coming to San Diego, right? Like, he's doing a big
just
tour.
had him.
Oh, cool.
All right, he's coming
But
out here
honestly, it's hard for everyone right now anyway. So
I know, right?
But I imagine it'd probably be for for the, I don't want, not the stat, like New, the guy I know named New, the artist, for J. Scott Campbell and the big guys, they could still pump out stuff and they could still get stuff, but it's for the people that are just trying to break in and the people that are just going, like New was doing like 30 shows a year where he would travel with all the cons, and I could see it really impacting them a lot because that was their, like you said, that was their lifeblood. I mean, at least to a degree, you've at least got, you know, you got steady work you can do. People will buy commissions from you, like Alonzo did.
Commission guy.
Or like Peach, where Peach was saying she's booked until like 2023 or something. I saw recently.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like not taking any new commissions for several years. So at least you guys got that. But it's hard, I mean, for the lower end guys. The ones, especially ones that are trying to get in the industry.
Yeah, and especially because like there's a lot of titles that are being canceled right now and put on hold and stuff, so that's also not helping. So there's definitely a lot of change happening.
Yep. So, Sweeney, is your commission list? Because I see some posts every now and then on your social media, because you're like very, very active on like Twitter, you're active on Instagram. You know, how do people get a hold of you if they want a commission? I mean, do they DM you? Do they just reach out? I mean, are you even taking commissions right now?
I am not.
Are you booked till 2023? Are you booked till 2023?
No, but what happened is that in April and stuff, like a lot of my work was put on hold, and then I opened my commission list, and I took like maybe like 15, and it was like enough for like 2 months, and then work came back, and then now I'm late and I'm still working on them and I feel terrible. So, and I'm lucky enough that I have a lot of work right now, so taking commissions I will make people wait, and I don't want to do that. But if I open them again, I'm represented by Comic Art House. If you go on their website, if you look for my name, or you can just send them an email and be like, I want a commission by Sweeney Boo, and then there's going to be like prices and everything and a chat.
Nice.
But not right now.
I'm going to wait till we meet you in San Diego.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We're all going to hang out. We're all going to go to Patos Milpas together. And it'll be
going to be lined up.
And your meal will be on JR. Hey, just 2 more questions from us before we let you go. I really like your tattoo on your arm. Can you tell us, is it okay if I ask you more about that? Like, that's sick. Yeah.
It's a full sleeve, and I have a mix of Adventure Time. I have Marceline. I have a little BMO. I have a little BMO right there.
Oh my God. Nice. Adventure Time is awesome.
Yes, I love Adventure Time. And my BMO is skateboarding.
Nice.
And I have three My Little Ponies on it.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I saw it on some of your other interviews. I was like, dude, why aren't they asking about the dope tattoo on your arm?
It's like cartoon stuff, and even here I have like a Gravity Falls one.
How does it feel? I don't have any. I don't have any tattoos. You guys have any tattoos? Like, how does it feel to get a tattoo?
I'm trying to get thinner before I get one.
Painful?
Yeah, the outline.
Painful.
I think the outline is the worst part, because it's like it feels like someone has like a nail scratching. But then when they fill in, if it's a certain area,
I don't know. My worst part was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the inside of the arm here, and it was like a brush because it was like feeling like dark, and I was just like digging, and that was painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, tattoos are painful, but they're addictive.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I've heard too.
And they're expensive.
Yes, that too.
But it's
I'm still waiting for 2.
My wife won't let me get one. She's like, no. I ask her, no. Like my kid, no. You know, for reals. But in closing, I want to ask you and ask the rest of the crew, like, but I guess we'll start off first. Like, what do you got on your iTunes right now? What is your jam? You know, I'm gonna ask you first, Sweeney. What's your jam? What's your albums right now on your iTunes?
I'm listening to the new Hayley Williams album, Petals of Armor. It just came out back in February, and it's been just on repeat all the time. is brilliant. It's really, really good.
What you got on yours, Steve?
I just started listening to the new Nas, man. I mean,
Hey.
I gotta support my man Nas, man. He's one of my favorite, hip hop artists of all time. Excellent writer, and just has, this enamor towards him. I'm a major fan. So yeah, it's a good album. Definitely check it out.
What you got, Alonzo, on your iTunes?
Oh my God. So I don't have any albums in particular. What I have is just radio stations. So my go-to is always a 90s station, and it's always 90s hip hop. I love it. I mean, I can just leave that on for hours, like at work or like even working out. I mean, that stuff's just, it soothes me. It reminds me of so many things. So that's my jam.
Yeah. Right now I got Jason Isbell. Like he's my man. Jason Isbell, I listen to him all the time. Like really good stuff. Kind of country folk type of stuff. But it's super good. And what do you got, JR, on your iTunes?
Being the old man here, Guns N' Roses. Pretty much anything Guns N' Roses.
Enter Sandman, dude.
But then the funny thing is, I'll listen to 90s rock, and I'll also do West Coast gangster rap.
Yeah, because you're a cholo, dude. You're a cholo.
You are cholo, bro. You're cholo, homie.
I am white, though. Make this official. I am the whitest white bread there is.
You cholo, bro.
But I'm
Put up them signs, JR. Put up them signs.
I can't listen to anything new nowadays. It's just, unless it's like Adele, I'm waiting for her new album to come out.
Oh yeah, she got a voice.
And I know I lost my man card on that one, but
no, man. She's got a great voice. She's very talented.
Music is universal, man. It doesn't matter at all.
Damn right.
I might try to find
anything.
I might try to find Deftones just released their new. They're from Sacramento. They released their new song today, and I guess their new album comes out next month. So I'll check that out.
What you got, Nick, on your iTunes?
And new Run the Jewels came out not too long ago.
Oh man, that's a sick album too.
That's sick.
Yeah, new Run the Jewels album. It's woke rap. They're talking about realness. It's George Floyd and all that stuff. And then besides that, man, just K-pop.
Nice.
Yeah. That Run the Jewels is sick though, man. LP production and just him being an underground hip hop artist for so long, and then Killer Mike just hitting it. I mean, geez.
You need to hang out with Thea at the con this next year. Have some drinks with Thea and I and his crew. You want some K-pop? He'll get you listening to some K-pop.
Yeah, man.
Tiffany.
I'm weird, man. I listen to just anime openings over and over and over and over and over again. If there's an anime that I'm really digging, it makes me feel like I'm watching the show again. I get hyped up and I can do that while working.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nick, put on My Hero Academia season 4 opening, please.
100%.
Please. Or Naruto. I mean, when I hear that music, I'm running.
I got one more question. When you're doing art, do you listen to any music? Do you put anything on to help you draw?
Movies and shows, usually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've been watching Charmed. And
okay.
Really old, really 90s show lately.
Shannon Doherty Charmed or Rose McGowan Charmed?
No, I've started with the Shannon Doherty one, of course.
Oh yeah.
It's just I want something that has a lot of seasons, so I know I'm set for at least 2 weeks.
I've met her in my town.
Really?
At a Sharky's. She's totally nice. Such a sweetheart. She was like, and I watched Charmed too because of my mom. She's like, Netflix.
Right, because of your mom.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're gonna spend quality time with your parent, I mean, sometimes they're gonna watch NCIS. Sometimes they're gonna watch this crazy shows that you're like,
on Hallmark.
Yeah,
Hallmark?
Hallmark Christmas time. Come on, man. My mom's right there. She's like, come sit down. I'm like, oh, man. But yeah, I met Shannon Doherty. She's totally nice, total sweetheart. Ordering at Sharky's, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish my mom was here. She's a big fan. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome. But hey, I want to thank Sweeney Boo again for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we're totally honored for you to come on our little podcast here. And the invitations is open. When you come to San Diego, we'll take care of you. The Cutter Crew and the Team Nerd Herd. Like this is like a fraction of the Team Nerd Herd. You don't know how big we are.
Just find us at the front of the line.
Yeah, you're totally welcome to hang out with us. I've definitely JR is gonna pay for your meal over at Quattros Milpas. It's on him. You know.
I'm all set.
But hey, I want to ask Alonzo to let us know what's going on with his. He has some stuff going on too with us.
I do. So there's a new segment that we have called Movies and Shows, where I review comic book related titles. So the first one I did was Warrior Nun, then Old Guard, and what we have next is Bloodshot. And then we're going to be doing some other ones as well. So there could be The Boys, who knows? But that's what we have going on for now. Over to you, Ian.
And JR, where else can they find us, homie?
You can find us as Team Nerd Herd Podcast, all one word, on Instagram and Facebook. Usually we're up there putting posts, just talking about what we should do, maybe what Alonzo's next movie you should watch is, maybe other segments that we should get Nick to do. Who knows? Figure it out. From there, what else we got, Ian?
Sweeney, where can we find you, Sweeney?
Yeah, Sweeney, where can we find you?
Well, if you look for Sweeney Boo, I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram. Your stuff is awesome. I just
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw your miles, and I was like,
I was on your live last night. Yeah.
Oh, you were.
Yeah. I saw you drawing and everything. I'm like, oh man. I was like, I need to get some work done from her.
So. Hey, but Sweeney, go ahead, Alonzo.
I was gonna say you got to open up those commissions, Sweeney.
God, the pressure is real.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Get your projects done. You know.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, but Sweeney, again, we totally appreciate you coming on and joining our little motley crew here. I know Rob, if he was here, he would have loved to talk to you too. And I just want to say again, like I appreciate what you do for young women. Like they need that. They really need that.
For sure. Thank you.
You know. So, but in closing, Sweeney, you want to send us off?
Si tu veux le faire correctement, collectionne ce que tu veux.
Boom.
That's perfect.
Thanks, guys.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.